Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany Benson, one part of Team Benson, and that actually is probably going to be the last time I say that because my name is changing. Not Benson, I'm still married, but my name is changing. So we're going to talk about why later on in the video. And then also I was going to do a garden tour, but my garden looks like this. Okay guys, so this is currently what my garden looks like right now because we are getting the house painted, so everything is moved. So no garden tour today, but let's go inside and talk about some homesteading, urban homesteading updates. So instead of doing a garden tour, we're gonna do a urban homesteading update. So I have a lot of projects going on. I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that I am doing right now for the time of season that we're in with my garden. Also, I have some canning projects that are coming up, and then I also have some decanting projects that I need to show you guys. And I want to tell you guys why my name is changing and what this is. So let's talk about it. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about the garden. So we're in the fall for the desert, which is unseasonably warm most of the time right now. So we're having really cool mornings. Like our weather right now for November is pretty much what our weather should have been late September, early October. But it was still blazing hot then. We have not been in rain. We have not gotten rain, so we're in drought, just like probably most of you guys are in drought. And the problem is that us not having a monsoon and not having like our fall rains, it's just not cooling down Arizona fast enough. So we have had a couple things that we've had some pest issues and stuff like that you guys have watched me kind of deal with over the past couple of weeks. But all in all, our garden is doing pretty good because it's typically like, I think today was 86 degrees, and then the mornings though are really, really cool. So it's kind of like this nice balance. Like when I say cool, I mean like 70 degrees, like 69, 70 degrees. So it's kind of like this nice balance to kind of keep everything growing, and the sun is still hitting, but it's not 100% happy. So we've had to do some things like cover up some things or really baby like some of our tomatoes and different things like that, but not our black cherry tomato. Right now is perfect growing time for black cherry tomatoes, so I'm excited about that. But for right now, I am watering the garden every other day. I don't want to drown the garden, and I don't want to put extra moisture in on the leaves or anything like that for like some of the like tomatoes and peppers and potatoes and the cucumber that's out there, because those mornings are still really, really cool, and I don't want to increase blight chances or powdery mildew or anything like that. So I'm only watering every other day. I'm allowing that top layer to kind of dry out, kind of keep any bacteria or anything like that out. The other thing is that I am pruning things. So pruning the tomato plants, pruning the runner beans, pruning the greens on the leaves, pruning the herbs, all of those different things. I'm just going out and I'm just taking little clippings of, especially things like my herbs. Right now, if I'm cooking, I'll go and I'll take fresh herbs versus taking my dried herbs, because I want to get those things nice and bushy and nice and healthy. So when it comes to your herbs, as you're using them, they kind of bush out and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bush out and bush out. So if you want to have good growth on your herbs, you want to start pruning them while they're nice and young. Now with your tomatoes and your like runner beans, stuff like that, you want to make sure that there's a distance between the soil and where the leaves are. So start pruning those things that are closer to the soil, because you don't want them to be you don't want to be watering and then watering any type of bacteria or anything like that splashes up and hit those bottom leaves, and then that just starts blight that goes all the way through, or powdery mildew that goes all the way through. So if you keep them nice and trimmed up at least to like a couple of inches from the soil line, you'll have way more success with those. You guys can probably hear my dishwasher. It is draining right now. So the next thing I want to show you guys are my projects. Now I started these a while ago, like earlier in the summer, maybe like midsummer. And these are the ones I use for cleaning. So I have a eucalyptus cleaner, and then I also have an orange cleaner. My citrus cleaner is one that I make all the time. Oranges in Arizona are something that's always like abundant. We are a citrus state, so we always have oranges and different things like that. Now, I wish you guys can smell this. because it smells really, really good. Now this is 50% alcohol, or like rubbing alcohol, and then 50% vinegar, but it smells just like oranges. There's even a nice layer of like oil from the oranges on top. So all you have to do is just decant it like this. I feel like I'm gonna spill it, but I'm gonna try and do this on camera and not make a mess. And look at that gorgeous color, guys. This is how you know you have gotten a lot from those orange pills. I'm gonna go do this over the sink. Okay, really didn't want to get that everywhere, but this is a nice color. It has, it's kind of all, like, you can't smell any vinegar or any, you can barely smell the alcohol. You can smell it a little bit, but you can barely smell the alcohol. Can't smell any vinegar at all. And this is gonna be a perfect, just all-purpose cleaner. It can go anywhere from like glass to cabinets to our walls we clean, all those different things. So I'm just gonna pour that here into a jar. Already made a mess, guys. Oh, it's such a mess. But we're gonna pour that right into the jar, and then this is gonna be a cleaner that we dilute with water. All right, let's go get a towel. Okay guys, I just saved myself the mess, and I did the eucalyptus one just over the sink and then poured it in here over the sink. Now look at these two different colors. This one is the orange, this one is the eucalyptus. Now the eucalyptus one is very unique because it kind of smells like, when you take a whiff, it opens up your lungs too. Because eucalyptus, I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's really good for like asthma attacks, or if you're having respiratory issues or anything like that. You can boil some eucalyptus, like actual eucalyptus leaves, boil them over water, put a towel over your head and put your head down into that pot and like let the steam come up, and that steam will get into your lungs, like that eucalyptus oil. It'll get into your lungs, it'll open up your bronchial tubes, and you will feel so much better. For those of you guys that have like the old school like Vicks Vapor Rub, it's pretty much what that is eucalyptus, but with a bunch of other chemicals. So you can just cut out all the chemicals by just getting eucalyptus. I love when people bring me eucalyptus like bouquets, or bouquets with eucalyptus in them, because I always save all of that eucalyptus, because to grow a eucalyptus tree, it's huge. It is huge, guys. We do have a friend that gave me an actual eucalyptus bouquet, like the whole thing was eucalyptus, which is how we ended up making this, and then I saved some for when I have asthma attacks. But they have a tree that's just feet. It is huge. It's giant, and it would take up my entire small space garden, so I can't grow one here, at least. Now, I find homemade cleaners to be the most important thing when it comes to trying to get your health back. Now, I didn't realize just how bad harsh chemicals were until I stopped cleaning with them, and I only was using mine. And then I walked into a public bathroom where somebody had just cleaned it with like Clorox and bleach and all those different things. And it felt like my lungs were getting an acid burn just by breathing in all of the chemicals that were used. I cannot have Lysol sprays or anything like that anymore because my lungs had a chance to heal. And since they healed, one, I can breathe better. Two, I have way less asthma attacks, and if I do have an asthma attack, it's not as severe as it used to be, which used to put me into the hospital. And just three, guys, just stop using chemical cleaners. Do it for a month. Let your lungs heal, and then you will see the difference yourself. So that's just my spill on it. They're easy to make, guys. This was just 50% water, or 50% alcohol, 50% vinegar, and some eucalyptus. You can use pine. I've made pine needle ones. You use oranges. You can use lemons. I'm going to actually make a lavender one for my pantry cleaning, because I've been cleaning my house and dusting it. So in order for me to have a pantry that is bug-free, which, I mean, we live in the desert and we live in the city, so we don't get like a lot of like bugs or rodents or anything like that, but I still take precautions. I make a lavender cleaner, and then that is what I clean my pantry out with. So like all of my baseboards, I wipe it down so the whole thing smells like lavender, which detours any type of pest. So you should try that. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is what my name is changing to. So for those of you guys that don't know, we are a Jewish household, and I converted to Ashkenazi Judaism. I want to say it's been like almost going on 2 years now. And my family has been Jewish, but way, 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 way back. So I kind of came back to my Judaism when me and my husband got married. Well, a couple years after me and my husband got married. So I have decided that I'm going to go by my Hebrew name because I was able to pick a Hebrew name when I did my conversion. You guys want to hear it? Drum roll. My Hebrew name is Shamira Hana. So I picked the word Shamira for a really specific reason. It is because that the meaning of Shamira in Hebrew is protector, or someone that is a protected or protector. And I feel like right now, with all of the things that are going on, I really need to remind myself of that. Not having my dad is a huge sense of just, I don't have this sense of protection in my life. My dad has always been my hero, and he probably will always be my hero. And he was a war vet, and he was just this strong individual in my life that even with him being in a nursing home and having Alzheimer's, I still had just his presence still gave me a sense of protection. And when he was passing and I was picking my Hebrew name, I knew that he was going to pass, and I knew that there was something that I needed to do to personally help myself feel protected. I do feel like my husband protects me and all that, but it's just something it's not the same as having your dad. For those of you guys that know what I'm talking about, you know the feeling. So I wanted to go by my Hebrew name, and it's something that I've been going back and forth with. And for those of you guys that don't know, I have experienced a lot of anti-Semitism. Not even just lately, like this has been going on for years now, because a lot of times when I walk around, I am openly Jewish. Like I openly look Jewish. I have a Star of David on my neck, I cover my hair, and it's always like a conversation piece, it seems like, if somebody sees my necklace when I walk into like a grocery store or something like that. And you know, guys, I feel like we don't really talk about these different things because you don't want to kind of like harbor on it. But right now, I feel like I get a rash of hate every time I post a video, every time I make a post. And it has made me really not want to post that much just because I don't want to spend every morning just deleting mean comments. And I get a lot of mean comments. And that on top of all of the things that I've experienced for the last couple of months, because if you guys don't know this, there were a ton of different synagogues that were swatted in the US, and I think kind of in other countries too, but my synagogue here in Arizona was swatted while I was in it. And that was us sitting in the synagogue, scared for our lives, for a few hours, like 2 or 3 hours. And during that time, I had to send a text to my husband just to say goodbye, just in case our swatting was that one swatting that wasn't a joke. And it was one of the most fearful things that I've ever done in my life. And it really made me like not want to leave my house for a while, like really bad. And then now cut to what is currently going on in the world, and to get like a rash of hate every time I post a video, it just really made me feel like vulnerable to the world. So I just wanted to remind you guys, I thank you guys for all of you guys that have sent prayers to me and my family, and just everybody, every Jewish person in the world that you guys have been praying for. I really, really do appreciate that. I also really appreciate those that have gotten the random response from me that I am not okay and all the reasons why. And for you guys that have just like let me kind of unload on you, I really, really appreciate that, because you guys don't know me in person. And just to have that support of another person saying it's gonna be okay, it really, really makes a difference. So I just really want to say thank you guys for that, and super sorry again. So all of those reasons are why I'm going to go by Shamira Benson. It's something that actually a lot of people call me. Most places that I go to, that like if I go to a grocery store, if I go to women's things, a lot of people call me Shamira. There are some people that still call me Tiffany, especially for working and stuff like that. But it's now starting to be more people call me Shamira than more people call me Tiffany. So it really just kind of, it's time, guys. It's time. And to end that, I want to show you guys this. This is my dad's Yahrzeit candle. And I actually have a matching one for my mom too. And it has all of the dates. They're in Hebrew. You can't really see it that well, but they're in Hebrew, and they also have the Hebrew calendar and the Western calendar too, where it tells you when to light them, and that way we can celebrate my dad every year. And it has a candle that goes in the back like that. So I was gonna light it with you guys on a video, but I just kind of felt like it was such a big moment for me, being the first year, and if anybody had said anything while I was lighting my dad's candle, I probably would have lost it. So I decided to keep that private. Me and my sister actually called each other on FaceTime because she doesn't live in Arizona, and she lit a candle and I lit this candle, and it was a really special moment. So yeah, those are updates, guys. I feel like it went kind of downhill, but I appreciate you guys for being there for me. I appreciate you guys for watching my videos and for giving me all the support. There is going to be lots of gardening stuff because we have to put the garden back the way it's supposed to be. We get the house painted tomorrow is our townhouse's time to get painted, and then the garden's going back and we are going to finish filling it up. But until next time, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye, guys.